Terima kasih kepada Puan Pengerusi Majlis yang dihormati Dr. Syafiq bin Kamaruddin selaku juri pada hari ini. InsyaAllah saya akan menerangkan tentang presentation Enhancing Sustainable Transportation, Exploring Carpooling Practices at Polytechnic Muazzam Shah, Pahang. My name Muhammad Rizal Azwan Mirfin. I'm from Department of Mechanical and Head of Technology, Green Technology for Polytechnic Muazzam Shah. Okay, for introduction, carpooling, also known as car sharing and ride sharing, involve multiple individuals sharing a single vehicle for their daily commute or travel needs. This research examines the current state of carpooling initiative in Polytechnic Muazzam Shah, Pahang. The study seeks information on the key factors influencing Polytechnic Muazzam Shah carpooling. For the objective, first to seek information about the key factor that influence carpooling in Polytechnic Muazzam Shah. The findings of the research contribute to intervention that can promote and enhance carpooling practices, ultimately leading to a more sustainable and efficient transportation system. For the problem statement, according to Malaysia Ministry of Road Transport 2017, the environment receives nearly 50 million metric tons of carbon dioxide per year, which land transport contribute to 85.2% of transportation emissions, whereas car emission accounts for 59% of the overall emission from the land transport. Individual attitude were a more critical factor in the choice to carpool. Introducing carpooling in Polytechnic Muazzam Shah, Pahang could encourage individuals to share rights and building awareness and establishing trust among respondents is crucial for encouraging carpooling. From Eugene at 2018, carpooling allows participants to share commuting costs such as fuel, tolls, and parking fees. And last, at 2019, carpooling can decrease carbon emission and air pollution by optimizing vehicle occupancy and reducing the numbers of cars on the road. Pilot program, the Selangor state government initiated a carpooling program to encourage residents to share rides, reduce traffic congestion, and promote sustainable transport alternative. Okay, so the methodology for this research, the survey was used as an instrument of method to assess Polytechnic Muazzam Shah data regarding the carpool practice. Data was collected using an online questionnaire, which has been applied as an online survey Google form platform. And the result discussion. This analysis study was developed based on data from the result of questionnaire for 52 staff from Polytechnic Muazzam Shah, Pahang. Okay, from the data, for the first question, purpose sharing car among staff. The data shows 64% of the respondents use a carpool outside the working area for official work, such as for meetings and 19% of respondents go to work every day using a carpool. Okay. And 90% of the respondents return to their hometown during holidays using a carpool. And the last one, the remaining 40% represent various other purposes for carpooling. They include attending social events, recreational activities, or special occasions. Okay, this pie chart for the data. Then the second question, the number of passenger during carpool. Okay, the data show that 10% of carpooling instance consists of single passenger. 20% of carpooling situation involve two passengers, and 30% of the data involve three passengers. And most common scenario in carpooling comprising 40% of instances involved for four passengers. This okay, for the discussion, the study indicates that the most common scenario in carpooling comprising 40% of instances involve four passengers. Carpooling with four individual offers maximum efficiency, allowing for the highest occupancy rate per vehicle. Okay, the next question, travel distance between home and work of staff in Polytechnic Muazzam Shah. Distance below 50 km make up 80% of carpooling trips, suggesting that carpooling had highly favored for shorter distances. Moderate distance carpooling trips within 51 to 90 km range account for 16%. And the last one, long distance carpooling for distance exceeding 91 km represents only 40% of the total. Okay, this pie chart. Okay, for discussion, distances below 50% make up 80% the carpooling trips, suggesting that carpooling had highly favored for the shorter distances. The result had several factors, such as the convenience of coordinating shorter trips and sharing cost efficiency over shorter distances. The understanding concept carpool among the respondents.
3 minutes left.
80% stated the carpooling involved multiple individuals sharing a ride, and 12% stated the carpooling have reduced the fuel cost, and 8% stated the carpooling contribute to this. Okay. Okay, this. Okay, so I go through the opinions. Okay. Okay, reducing fuel cost, 44%. Reducing traffic congestion, 12%. Environment pollution, 28%, and 90% for parking space. Okay. I go through the conclusions. First conclusion, the study shows result highly the advantage of carpooling. Proceed for responder, including reducing fuel costs, alleviating traffic congestion, mitigating the environmental pollution, and decreasing the number of vehicles to the road and parking space demands. Second, to further promote carpooling, effort should focus the commuting financial benefits and extra. And the third, the last one, by emphasizing these advantages, carpooling can be encouraged and sustainable and efficient transportation choice for individuals and communities. That's all from me for the presentation. Now for the question.
Thank you Encik Muhammad Rizal Azman bin Rifin. Sekarang saya serahkan dengan Doktor untuk tanyakan soalan.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Muhammad Rizal. Okay, for
Okay.
your presentation, very good presentation. Okay, very interesting topics on carpooling. May I know how many staff you have in the Polytechnic Muazzam?
So far, around 200.
200
Staff and lecturers.
staff and lecturers.
So
200 is total of staff and lecturers.
Yes. Total.
Okay. The service, the numbers of participants for the survey is 52, right?
Yes, 30. Almost 52% that involved in the carpooling.
Involved in the carpooling. So the remaining maybe more 65% doesn't
the
involve
resident for Muazzam Shah. They are
Okay. in your surveys, is there
Yes.
any did you ask whether the participant that involved is male or female?
Male or female?
Ah,
Actually, this not included for gender.
you don't
So I
consider gender. Uh,
yes, because
uh,
I just want to encourage them
mhm,
coupling between not just for one gender or
mhm.
stated.
How about student? Did they
The
also participate or involve in carpooling?
no for this first survey not included for the students
Okay,
because students have their own uh, ac- uh, stay in the hostel uh,
okay,
because we have 3,000 and above for hostel equipment.
okay. So most of the student, all the students staying in the hostel.
Yes, because our geographic factor.
Ah, okay, I
That
see.
Muazzam Shah
Uh,
similar to Muka.
okay. So, how do you see these carpooling practices uh, uh, can sustain in the future? Do you think it can be sustained in the future?
Yes, I surely for the coupling will be the first choice for them because the staff from Muazzam Shah they uh, are all in Malay what we call PJJ.
Ah,
Uh,
okay.
the, uh, they only come here in work days and
Uh-huh.
weekend they will going back to their family. So I
Mhm,
think the carpooling is the best choice for them uh, in order to make sure our discussion today will be applied for them.
mhm. And their home also is very near with each other.
They come from certain of them come from the similar resident because from the last polytechnic maybe from Kuantan and
Mhm.
Melaka they will come here by carpooling,
Okay. All right. Very
inshallah.
interesting because I think in for me in Kuala Lumpur it's very
Yeah.
difficult to implement
Yes.
carpooling practices due to the
uh,
location itself.
this
Okay,
great.
but it's very interesting. So
Uh,
if you can implement this, I think it's very good in the futures.
yeah, inshallah.
Okay,
Inshallah. Thank you,
okay,
Doctor.
all right. That's all from me.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
okay. Thank you, Doctor.
All right.
Bye.
Okey, terima kasih kepada doktor. Seterusnya, tanpa membuang masa, kita teruskan dengan pembentang yang kedua. Dijemput Puan Azrina binti Madihi bagi tajuk A Study on Jijak Toklo, Skor Techini, Bamboos as Concrete Beam Reinforcement. Dipersilakan.
Sekejap saya nak share file. Boleh nampak tak saya punya slide?
Boleh, boleh. Proceed.
Okay. Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi kepada pengacara majlis dan juga panel. Saya Azrina Madihi daripada Politeknik Kuching, Sarawak. Okay. Today I would like to present about our study on gagang bamboo as a concrete beam. concrete beam reinforcement. Yeah. For reproduction, as we know, bamboo is a versatile and sustainable plant that has been used for various purposes by countries around the world for centuries. Bamboo is also known for its rapid growth, strength, and eco-friendly properties. Bamboo construction relate to rural communities need in developing countries, as such domestic housing, um, domestic housing, and in accordance with their rural origin. These buildings are often simple in design and construction, relying on a living tradition of local skill and method. Other common type of construction include farm and school building and bridge. There is a long-standing tradition of bamboo construction dating back many hundreds of years. Different countries has found in this material in economical system of building, offering some yet light and easily replaceable form of shelter. Our attention is to study the possibility of using bamboo as the suitable alternative reinforcement for the steel reinforcement, especially for small scale construction. Yeah. Problem statement. In recent years, steel price has soared. For developing countries, steel is difficult to obtain because of expensive price, and for the construction industry, usage of steel is currently limited heavily. The production of steel has high consumption of fossil fuel with involved huge amounts of investment and can lead to pollution. Meanwhile, for developing countries, it is important to make the development of building construction low cost, no requirement of sophisticated technologies, and reliable construction method. Our objective for this study is to replace the steel reinforcement and to compare the steel reinforcement in the concrete with bamboo reinforcement, and to compare the analysis of using the Geigen bamboo and the conventional steel reinforcement in concrete. For the methodologies, the process of producing and testing of the Geigen bamboo reinforcement concrete beam are started with choosing and collecting the good qualities bamboo. Then the process of drying bamboo must be done adequately. Cutting and size selecting of bamboo, followed by the process of coating coating the bamboo with asphalt and reinforcement measuring and cutting. After finished with the beam reinforcement assembling as shown in figure 1, normal concrete mixing were then done before pouring into the beam mold and ready to curing and test as shown in figure 2. After that, for this project, 6 samples were prepared to be analyzed by using tensile tests to obtain the comparison between the reinforced steel and bamboo reinforced tensile strength. The beam was tested on the 15 and 28 days. For the result analysis, on 14 days, the experiment ultimate failure load of and bamboo reinforced concrete are 20% and 24% respectively of the steel reinforcement conventional steel RC beam. It shown that the carrying capacity of both bamboo RC and control RC beam is barely 1/4 of the steel RC beam capacities. The flexural strength of control bamboo and steel RC beam are 2.269 megapascal, 2.713 megapascal, and 11.475 megapascal is shown in table 2. This indicates the flexural strength of control and bamboo RC beam are 20% and 24% respective to the conventional RC beam. For 28 days, the experimental ultimate failure load of control and bamboo reinforced concrete show 20% and 24% respectively of the steel reinforcement conventional steel RC beam. It shows that the carrying capacity of both bamboo RC and control RC is very 1/4 of the steel RC beam capacities. It are same with
3 minutes left.
14 days. The result, the full result shows in table 2 for flexural strength. And then for displacement and displacement and deflection on beam, it shows that the displacement for bamboo is much better from steel. It can show that in the figure 6. Okay. It shows the deflection of the bamboo is much better than steel. Okay, for the conclusion, the tensile strength of control RC beam and bamboo RC bamboo. The tensile strength of control RC beam and bamboo RC beam will represent 20% and 24% of the steel reinforcing bar. The flexural strength of control and bamboo RC beam was also the same with the tensile strength. But from this study, bamboo reinforcement can be used to replace for the conventional steel reinforcement because of the deflection of the bamboo itself. Okay, so for further study, may adopt improvise and improvement to develop a much better placement for the conventional reinforced steel. Thank you for that's all from me. So,
Okay, thank you for the Puan Azrina for your presentation. Very good presentation. Okay, I have a few questions. The bamboo is only specifically for this type of bamboo only. Can we use other type of bamboo?
okay. As we know, bamboo have properties sifat yang boleh lentur. Okay. Because of the characteristic of the deflection, this bamboo can be used.
Okay. Okay. So, do you think this bamboo reinforced concrete can replace the conventional steel concrete?
Pardon?
Do you think this bamboo that used to reinforce the concrete can replace the steel, the conventional one?
Okay, it can be replaced, but we have to do more for the study about the bamboo, about the properties, more about the properties, because
What may I
good.
know what are other studies that should be done or can be done to further
Maybe
evaluate it?
maybe we can add with the coating for the bamboo itself.
Okay.
Maybe we can use others material to put together with the bamboo. We cannot use the bamboo long. It's only the bamboo
Mm-hmm.
because
Agree.
it's not the strength is not good.
Okay.
Um, it's good only for the deflection only. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I said that we have to improvise. We have to do a further study what material can we put together with the bamboo
Mm-hmm.
to make it as RC to make it reinforce.
Agree. Right. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. But that, another question is, if we really want to go with this bamboo, can we uh, supply with big amount of bamboo to the developer if you want to really go with this one later on? I'm not sure whether we can supply the bamboo to the developer to. Okay. So very good studies. Okay, I think. But I think I agree with you. We cannot just rely on the tensile test only. There are many more tests that we can go to further evaluate the performance of this bamboo reinforced concrete. Okay,
Yes.
but overall, very good study. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okey, terima kasih Doktor. Untuk perbentangan yang seterusnya, dijemput Encik Muhammad Zawawif bin Aziz bagi menyampaikan perbentangan yang bertajuk Optimizing of Garnet for Bleeding Sand Layer Material in Concrete Block Pavement. Dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum. Boleh dengar suara saya?
Boleh.
And good morning. Slide keluar. Slide keluar. Tak keluar slide.
The slide ada tapi tak bergerak. Tak nampak bergerak lah. Tapi adalah slide nampak.
My name is Muhammad Zawawif bin Aziz from Polytechnic Kuching, Sarawak. Okay. My research title is Optimizing of Garnet for Bedding Sand Layer Material in Concrete Block Pavement. Okay. For introduction, concrete block pavement, commonly there are two types of pavement, rigid pavement and flexible pavement nowadays. Concrete block pavement made from interlocking blocks that are set on compacted beds of sand and or sand and gravel. The performance of CBP, concrete block pavement, is affected by many factors, including the block itself and the supporting layers. We can see the structure of pavement after this slide. Okay, this is the concrete block pavement illustrated by Panda and Ghosh. Okay, concrete blocks are laid on the sand called bedding sand and joined by jointing sand. This composition will receive the load from the surface of CBP block and pavers bedded on sand laying cord. Okay, in common with other form of flexible paving, deformed under traffic as load. Okay, by Lilly 1991. Okay, we can see here the bedding sand layer located from the illustration. Bedding sand layer located or designed
between paving unit, and sub base. Okay, as the load ataupun force on the paver, okay, from the top of the paver, then it will transfer to the bedding sand and sub base and subgrade. Okay, for the garnet, okay, garnet is garnet most commercially important properties are its hardness, inertness, and resistance to degradation. Okay, major use as an abrasive and filtration medium. Okay, specific abrasive application include sandblasting, water jet cutting, coated abrasive, and polishing. Abrasive blasting is the main area of growth because of increasing restriction on the use of silica and slag for health and safety reasons. Okay, Harbin, 1999. Okay, we can see that the physical properties of garnet and sand similar in the physical, but in properties of the punya color different. Okay. Okay, for the problem statement, Mutasha 2018 suggests that waste garnet can be good candidate for sand replacement up to 25% in terms of conservation of natural resource, cost effectiveness, and environmental amiability. Okay, Hussein 2019 found that garnet waste could replace river sand up to 25%. Also same as Mutasha. Another researcher for different application recommend could act as sand replacement up to 40%, such as researchers Abdul Kadir and Sani. Jamaluddin et al. 2022 state that waste garnet is a byproduct of abrasive blasting process in marine industry and normally will be disposed at landfill. He adds, using waste garnet as sand replacement will reduce waste garnet disposed and dumping at landfill, thus contributing to sustainable river environment and cleaner earth. If the garnet is suitable for replacing sand in the construction of the road, it will benefit from the construction of highway in terms of construction cost and environmental benefits. Will further reduce sand demand, and therefore a study about suitability of garnet for bedding sand layer in concrete block pavement by BIS must be conducted. Okay, this is summary of problem statement. Okay, abrasive garnet, abandoned or waste material as a waste material. So it also sand nowadays is overexploited, and mining sand will harm our environment. Okay, there are possibilities of cost increase in the future caused by limited resource in increasing demand of sand. So we should replace lah. Okay, the objective of this study to determine the optimum moisture content as well as the maximum dry density of sample with different garnet ratio. Second, to determine the California bearing ratio value of various garnet sand sample. Third, to propose the optimum garnet ratio as bedding sand layer of concrete block pavement. Okay, research divide into this methodology. Okay, from material, need two material, sand and garnet. Okay, the first analysis using sieve analysis according to test analysis BS British Standard 882. Okay, second is I conduct compaction test, compaction proto test according to British Standard 1377-2. Okay, this requires 4 types of sample. 10S refers to 100% sand, 4G refers to 40% garnet, 3G 30% garnet, 2G 20% garnet, 1G is 10% garnet. Okay, the sample also go for CB, California Bearing Ratio Test, okay, that according to British Standard 1377-4, okay, also with the sample lah, 10S, 4G, 3G, 2G, and 1G, okay, and I conduct density, maximum drive density, and then go to for result and analysis and suggest optimal mix proportion,
3 minutes left.
proportion, and conclusion. Okay, for analysis, okay, this is a sieve analysis, sample passing distribution. We can see it in sieve analysis grading curve. The dashed line is required ataupun or requirement. So the line should be in two dash line, red and black. You can see here 10% and 20% garnet in the requirement of BS 882. Okay, then for comparator proto test, I have two results for moisture content and maximum dry density. You can see here all moisture content is about 8.6 and upper limit is 11.6. Okay, for the density from 1843 to 2598. Okay, figure 6 shows that increasing garnet will increase the maximum dry density. So this is the California bearing ratio value. Okay, graph and PBR value for each sample peak at 30% garnet. Okay, but all the CBR value is acceptable for CBR value 20%. But according to SPJ 2008, all sample achieve 30% CBR value can be used for bedding sub-layer, bedding sand layer. Okay. Summary of laboratory test result. So I have maximum moisture content, optimum moisture content, maximum dry sensitivity, CBR value, and sieve analysis. So I compare. I found that only 10% garnet and 20% garnet comply to according to BS 882. Even CBR value higher, but not suitable according to BS 882. So for the conclusion, the result of optimum moisture content sample contain 10% and 40% garnet was about 11.2% and 11.6%, which mean no significant changes in moisture content up to 40% of garnet. However, for 100% garnet samples, the moisture content reduced to 8.6% only. There is some increment in moisture dry density due to density of garnet is higher than normal sand. Okay, the density of garnet recorded to have high density 2598 kilogram per meter cube rather than raw normal sand density 1803 kilogram per meter cube. The CBR value of sample type of 10% garnet till 100% garnet was calculated is 24.85 to 38.92%, 41.26, 49, 47, and 42%. From that sample type, 30% garnet has the highest CBR value sample. This research found that all samples acceptable CBR value, but only 10% garnet and 20% garnet according to BS 882 for bedding sand layer application. So this research found that 10%, 20% garnet suitable for CBP concrete block pavement bedding sand layer application, and The optimum proportion of garnet suggest that 20% garnet for concrete block pavement bedding and layer application. That's all from me. Proceed with the question and answer.
All right. Thank you very much, Cik Zawawi, for your presentation. Okay, very interesting topics. Okay, on application of CBP using garnet. So, just a few questions. Apart from garnet, okay, any other material that you use for CBP apart from sand nowadays?
Sand, only sand.
Currently, they are using sand only, no other
Only
material.
sand.
Okay,
No
very
other
interesting.
material.
Okay. So you have select a specific composition of garnet and sand, right? How many percentage and so on, right? How do you
Yeah.
select that percentage actually?
I select based on the I conduct a literature review. Then from the literature review, found that about 25% and 40%. Okay.
So the selection is based on literature review.
Yeah.
Okay. And some others have done it. Okay, and they are using certain percentage, and you are using that based on what they have done. Is it true?
They using for different usage.
Oh, they use it for different application, not for CBP. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And in one of your result, you mentioned that there are one that is not complied to BS 882. Is it true? One condition.
What?
There are one composition where it does not comply to the one of the standard BS 882, if I'm not mistaken. Is it true?
Only two according to BS 882, 10%
Okay.
and 20%.
May I know what might be the reason why it does not comply to that standard? You can show to the
The standard required
30%, is it?
grading curve.
Okay.
30% is outside of the curve requirement.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
50% is one of the dot is outside of the dash line.
Mm-hmm.
Only two maintain in dash line.
Okay, all right, get it. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you very much. Very interesting. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih Encik Muhammad Zawawif dan Doktor. Okey, seterusnya untuk sesi pembentangan yang keempat, dijemput Puan Hafizah binti Naihi bagi menyampaikan pembentangan yang bertajuk Thermodynamic Analysis of CD2 Absorption onto Sodium Hydroxide Treated Oil Palm Empty Fruit Bunch. Dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Boleh nampak saya punya slide? Boleh nampak saya punya slide?
Slide nampak tapi mungkin kena share screen lah saya rasa. Yang slide tu. Sebab sekarang saya nampak yang team punya, bukan. Okay, sekarang nampak. Okay, proceed.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To our chairman, Puan Norazima, and as well as our panel, Dr. Syafi'i Kamrodin. My name is Hafizah binti Naihi. I'm from Polytechnic Kuching, Sarawak. Today, my topic entitled Thermodynamic Analysis of Cadmium Absorption onto Sodium Treated Oil Palm Anti-Fruit Bunch, or known as OPEFB. My paper ID is RAISE'23. So today's presentation consists of introduction, problem statement, objective, methodology, results, and analysis. And lastly is the conclusion of the study. So we start with the introduction. According to Kumar, in 2021 paper, over 13,000 tons of cadmium are generated each year in the world. As in Malaysia, Langat River contain cadmium, which surpass the US EPA and also the European Commission standard, which is about 1.22 microgram per liter. How about our current technologies? So in worldwide, the conventional technique using electroregulation, ion exchange, chemical precipitation, and photocatalysis for the heavy metal removal. But this cause high operation cost and also high energy requirement and also the generation of the toxic sludge. As for OPHB waste, in worldwide, the production of OPHB waste is about 69.87 million tons per year. How about in Malaysia? So Malaysia produce about 21 million tons and Sarawak itself produce about 5 million tons of OPHB per year. However, OPHB is typically left laid around near the mill and frequently catch fire. So we proceed with the probability statement. So here we can see that OPHB is constantly generated by the oil palm industry and thus constitute a disposal problem due to its large quantity and causing great public concern. And also up till now, Malaysia is still facing cadmium pollution in their waterways. The action of using OPHB as adsorbent is like killing two birds with one stone. So we proceed the objective. There are three objectives. The first one is to investigate the thermodynamic parameter of cadmium ion adsorption onto raw and also the modified OPHB. The second one is to evaluate the cadmium removal percentage and also the adsorption capacity of the raw and modified OPHB in the binary system. The last one is to investigate the regeneration cycle and comparison of the raw and sodium treated OPHB adsorption capacities with the existing commercial activated carbon. So next is the methodology. So this is the overall experimental flowchart outline. First, we do the OPHB preparation where we using the alkali treatment condition 1 mole sodium hydroxide for 24 hours. Next, we do the adsorption thermodynamic experiment from 25 degrees C to 65 degrees C. And then we do the binary system for cadmium zinc and also the cadmium plumbum. And then we do the regeneration study using hydrochloric acid. And then last one, we do the comparison with commercial activated carbon. And the physical setting is on in pH 6 with 45 degrees C, agitation rate about 150 RPM. So for the result, to calculate the thermodynamic parameter, we need to plot a Van Hoff plot, which is long distribution coefficient versus 1 over temperature for both adsorbents. So after calculation, as we can see that the negative value of the Gibbs energy obtains show the feasibility and the spontaneity of the sorption process. And then we see the entropy, the entropy value is positive, also indicate the randomness of the solid solution interface during fixation of adsorbate onto the active site of the OPHB. For binary system, as we can see from the figure, we can see that the removal percentage as well as the adsorption capacity of zinc 2 plus were higher than cadmium and also plumbum due to zinc having a lower energetic barrier than compared to cadmium and also plumbum. For the regeneration study, the removal of raw and treated OPHB only declined about 2% as the number of cycle rises to 3 cycle. So we have 3 cycle using the raw and also the modified OPFB, and we see the decline only about 2% from the initial one. And then for the comparison with commercial AC, the commercial AC that I'm using was coconut activated carbon. And here we can see that the removal percentage and absorption capacity for both the raw and also the modified were higher as compared to the commercial AC for removal percentage and also the absorption capacity. This proving that these both absorbent are qualified and good enough for commercial uses. As for conclusion, the calculated thermodynamic parameter analysis shows that the absorption ration was spontaneous. So for the raw, so both raw and treated showing the negative value of Gibbs energy. So the raw and treated OPFB also exhibit highly effective cadmium 2 absorption in binary as well as in binary for both cadmium zinc and cadmium plumbum binary system, and can be used profitably for 3 reuse cycle by using 0.1 molar of acid hydrochloric acid. And then the desorption is about 4% until 11%. For the treated is higher, which is about 8 to 17%. And last one, in comparison to coconut activated carbon, the cadmium removal percentage and absorption capacity of the absorbent treated with sodium hydroxide are greater by 21.3% and 3.55 milligram respectively, as shown in the figure before. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Puan Hafiza, for your presentation. Very good presentation and very interesting study. Okay. So you are doing a study on absorption of treated oil palm, right? Empty fruit bunch. So apart from what you have done, is there any other study that are being done in the literatures on this one?
Before this, they are using different kinds of types of absorbents such as biochar, activated carbon. So mine is using just the fiber itself, but treated with chemicals. So we can call it as chemical modified absorbent.
The one that they are using it in real application is coconut, right? Coconut activated carbon. Is it true?
Yeah. For the commercial one, usually they are using the coconut activated carbon. So as Malaysia is rich with palm oil and also rich with the waste
true.
as well, because the generation of the rate of the waste regeneration per year is quite high, as we can see from here, which is about, for Sarawak itself, it produces about 5 million tons of OPFB per year, but we are doing nothing about the waste.
Okay. And you did the comparison with the coconut activated carbon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
so
the last experiment.
Yeah. What is the percentage?
Okay. For the percentage, so for mine is about 80 plus, and then for the, I have the exact value, but in the table. So so for the commercial AC is about 60 plus. So we have the difference about 21.3%.
Yeah.
quite competitive also lah for the
Mm.
OPSB.
Mhm. Okay. Alright. Very interesting. All right. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Doktor.
Terima kasih Puan Hafizah binti Nahi dan juga Doktor. Doktor, kalau ikutkan dalam jadual ni kita ada rehat. Adakah kita nak teruskan ataupun rehat terlebih dahulu?
Terpulang kepada organizer. Saya ikut je.
Oh, Doktor ikut je.
Saya
Ataupun
mundur je.
pembentang Encik Samsul,
Ya, saya boleh je. Terus pun boleh.
boleh teruskan Okey, kita
Ya.
teruskan boleh Doktor?
Boleh insyaAllah.
Okey, untuk pembentangan yang seterusnya dijemput Encik Syamsul Anwar bin Abu Kasim bagi menyampaikan pembentangan yang bertajuk Kajian Pemetaan Lokasi Kawasan Hijau di Kulim High Tech Park Kulim Kedah. Dipersilakan.
Okey, baik. Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi. Okey, nama saya Samsul Anwar bin Abu Kasim daripada Politeknik Kuching, Sarawak. Di mana tajuk kajian saya adalah kajian pemetaan lokasi kawasan hijau di Kulim High Tech Park, Kulim Kedah. Ya. Okey, pengenalan. Kawasan hijau merupakan lokasi di mana terdapatnya pokok-pokok dan tumbuhan-tumbuhan sama ada wujud secara semula jadi atau ditanam oleh pihak tertentu. Pengekalan kawasan hijau yang tinggi di bandar membantu mewujudkan suasana alam sekitar yang bersih dan selesa serta meningkatkan kesihatan penduduk di bandar. Ini menurut kepada NOR, kajian yang dibuat oleh NOR 2019. Menurut kajian yang dibuat oleh Abdul Rahman pula 2021, mendapati bahawa kawasan hijau mampu menyerap lebihan karbon dioksida yang berada di atmosfera di mana dalam 0.4 hektar pokok yang mantang mampu menyerap karbon dioksida yang dikeluarkan oleh 26,000 buah kenderaan secara puratanya. Okay. Seterusnya, Kulim High Tech Park merupakan kawasan yang semakin membangun dengan kawasan industri dan perumahan yang kian pesat. Dengan kemajuan teknologi geospasial, kajian ini bertujuan untuk melihat perubahan kawasan hijau di kawasan Kulim High Tech Park, Kulim Kedah dari tahun 2018 hingga tahun 2022 dengan menghasilkan peta guna tanah dan mendapatkan statistik perubahan guna tanah yang berlaku di kawasan Kulim High Tech Park dengan menggunakan imej satelit tahun 2018 dan tahun 2012. Kajian ini melibatkan dalam bidang geomatik lah. Ya. Okay. Okay, penyataan masalah, problem statement. Pemantauan lokasi kawasan hijau oleh pihak yang berwajib perlu bagi mengekalkan kawasan hijau, terutamanya di kawasan bandar yang pesat membangun. Selain daripada itu, pemantauan dan pemulihan kawasan hijau juga amatlah perlu bagi mengurangkan pencemaran udara sebagai penampan semula jadi kepada perubahan iklim dan sekaligus dapat mengurangkan bencana alam. Sehubungan dengan itu, kawasan hijau perlu dipetakan secara visual bagi membolehkan semua pihak mengetahui jumlah keluasan kawasan hijau dan kesannya sekira pembangunan dilakukan tanpa memikirkan kesan akibat pembangunan tersebut kepada penduduk. Okay, objektif kajian ini adalah untuk yang pertama, mendapatkan imej satelit tahun 2018 dan tahun 2022 melalui United States Geological Service USGS dan juga daripada laman web Esplanet. Yang kedua adalah memproses dan menilai ketepatan imej-imej satelit dengan menggunakan perisian RDAS Imaging 2014. Perisian ini adalah melibatkan perisian yang digunakan dalam GIS, Geographical Information System. Kemudian yang ketiga adalah membandingkan keluasan guna tanah imej satelit tahun 2018 dan tahun 2022 melalui kaedah statistik. Baik, metodologi. Secara asasnya ada tiga peringkat, iaitu yang pertama adalah kutipan data, yang kedua adalah proses data imej satelit, dan yang ketiga adalah analisis perbandingan. Okey, dari segi kutipan data ini melibatkan pengutipan data image yang diambil menggunakan satelit, iaitu data image daripada SES Planet, dan data ini adalah percuma tapi kena daftar dululah, iaitu data image tahun 2022 sebagai semakan, dan data image untuk perbandingan diambil dengan menggunakan image Landsat 8 iaitu tahun 2018, dan juga data image Landsat 8 tahun 2018. Maaf, 2022. Di sini silap sikit lah. 2022 untuk pembandingan ya. Okey, seterusnya dari segi pemprosesan data image ini diproses menggunakan perisian erdas imaging. Perisian ini perlu lesen lah, perlu ada dongle untuk pelesenan, di mana semua data-data ini akan diproses menggunakan erdas imaging, di mana setiap data image ni akan digabungkan. Digabungkan secara layer by layer. Di mana di situ kita akan melihatlah perubahan antara kedua-dua data image ini. Dan data image daripada SES Planet ni kita gunakan sebagai semakan, sebab data dia lebih jelas gambar dia daripada data image Landsat. Sebab apa saya tak menggunakan data image SES Planet sebagai perbandingan? Sebab untuk mendapatkan data yang ke belakang adalah amat susah. Dia kena banyak peringkat lah apabila nak memohon tu bagi data image SES Planet. Okey, dekat sini dengan menggunakan perisian erdas imaging ni kita akan menghasilkan peta lah. Di situ kita akan tengok secara visual perbezaan antara kedua-dua image ini antara 2018 dan juga 2022. Okey, ini secara ringkas hasil daripada pemprosesan data image tersebut. Kita buat pengkelasan daripada perisian erdas tu, kita akan buat pengkelasan terhadap image, di mana dekat sini ada beberapa pengkelasan yang di sini melibatkan 6 pengkelasan, iaitu kawasan hijau, permukaan berturap, rumput, tanah kosong, perumahan dan juga perindustrian. Dan pengkelasan ni kita lihat secara kita buat melalui warna. Okey, di sebelah kiri adalah yang ini adalah data image yang diproses pada tahun 2018, dan dekat sini kita lihat adalah data image yang diproses pada tahun 2022. Secara puratannya kalau kita tengok yang warna merah ni adalah kawasan tanah kosong. Sebelumnya 2018 masih lagi kawasan hijau, tetapi pada tahun 2022 kita lihat kawasan tu telah dikosongkan. Mungkin pokok-pokoknya telah ditebang atau sebagainya. Di situlah kita dapat melihat pembandingannya. Di sini mungkin untuk buat perumahan dan sebagainya lah. Okey. Melalui perbezaan antara dua image tersebut, kita dapat
3 minutes left.
kita boleh buat keputusan dan kita boleh buat analisis, di mana untuk kawasan hijau, perubahannya untuk kawasan hijau adalah dia berkurang, negatif. Berkurang sebanyak 0.990%. Dan permukaan berturap dia juga berkurang kepada 3.950%. Dan untuk kawasan rumput juga berkurang, di mana perbezaan antara kedua-dua image itu dia berkurang sebanyak 1.094%, dan tanah kosong bertambah kepada 3.569%, perumahan bertambah 2.382%, dan juga perindustrian juga tanahnya bertambah kepada 0.083%. Ini hanya untuk kawasan Kulim saja, high-tech park Kulim, bukan kawasan daerah Kulim keseluruhannya, tapi hanya untuk kawasan high-tech park Kulim sahaja. Okey, dari sini kita boleh buat keputusan apa yang menyebabkan pengurangan terhadap kawasan hijau, permukaan berturap dan rumput. Secara puratanya kawasan ini berkurang adalah disebabkan kerana kawasan hijau tu telah dijadikan tanah kosong untuk dibuat pembangunan. Pembangunan sama ada untuk buat perumahan ataupun kawasan perindustrian. Sebab kawasan high-tech park ni, kawasan perindustrian dia sedang membangun di kawasan ini. Kemudian, apa yang meningkat di sini adalah kita tengok tanah kosong meningkat. Ia meningkat sebabnya kawasan hijau tu telah berkurang. Kemudian perumahan juga meningkat. Begitu juga dengan perindustrian, di mana peningkatan ini adalah disebabkan penebangan hutan dan aktiviti pembersihan dan juga permukaan berturap digunakan untuk pembangunan. Kalau kita tengok sini permukaan berturap ni dia berkurang sebab pembangunan tu hendak dibangunkan di kawasan tersebut. Ya. Baik, daripada situ kita dapat simpulkan kajian ini telah membuktikan kaedah penderiaan jauh ataupun lebih dikenali sebagai remote sensing mampu digunakan bagi mengkaji perubahan guna tanah berasaskan kepada imej satelit. Dan imej satelit ni bukan hanya imej Landsat saja, pelbagai imej yang ada, radarsat dan sebagainya, tapi memerlukan kewangan dan juga permohonan lah, dan harganya bergantung kepada keluasan kawasan. 6 pergelasan telah dilakukan dengan jayanya menggunakan imej penderiaan jauh, leraian medium dengan ketepatan keseluruhan 93% bagi tahun 2018 dan juga 92% bagi tahun 2022. Ketepatan ni kita banding dengan imej size planet tadi. Melalui jadual 1 menunjukkan kawasan Kulim High-Tech masih mempunyai keluasan kawasan hijau yang tinggi berbanding dengan guna tanah yang lain. Namun keluasan kawasan hijau menunjukkan pengurangan pada tahun 2022 berbanding tahun 2018 disebabkan oleh peningkatan kepada guna tanah perumahan dan perindustrian. Melalui pemetaan, keperluan bagi melihat peratusan perubahan guna tanah adalah relevan bagi membantu dalam membuat keputusan sebelum sesuatu pembangunan dilakukan bagi mengimbangi keluasan kawasan hijau dengan kawasan pembangunan. Baik, itu saja pembentangan daripada saya. Sekian, terima kasih.
Terima kasih Encik Samsul atas pembentangan. Okey. Sebelum saya, boleh saya tahu tak kenapa Encik memilih Kulim High-Tech sebagai lokasi?
Ya. Sebab sebelum ni saya mengajar di Kulim High-Tech.
Okey.
Sebab saya mengajar pada tahun 2020 baru saya pindah ke sini. Saya baru sangat di Kulim.
Okey, itulah. So, saya
Ya.
cakap tiba-tiba dekat Kulim pula kan. Okey, lagi satu, tadi dalam objektif kajian tadi, Encik Samsul ada menerangkan tentang ketepatan imej satelit. Boleh terangkan lebih lanjut sikit tak? Apa finding result tu? Ketepatan tu.
Finding result. Okey, daripada finding result tu, result ketepatan imej yang dibandingkan tu, daripada imej Landsat dengan imej size planet, ketepatan yang 93% ni kami dapat daripada software erdas tu yang bagi. Dia akan membandingkan dengan pengkelasan yang kita buat dan di sinilah hasilnya. Hasil daripada 2018, imej Landsat 2018, kita banding dengan ketepatan imej size planet 93% dan pada imej tahun 2022 92%. Okey. Semua ni pengiraan ketepatan ni dia berdasarkan kepada software itu sendiri, di mana kita tentukan dia punya border dia, daerah dia, dan dari segi bangunan-bangunan yang ada mengikut pada tahun tersebutlah. Begitu.
Okey, lagi satu saya nak tanya juga, tadi dekat objektif juga Encik Samsul ada menerangkan tentang nak banding luas tanah 2018 dan 2022 guna kaedah statistik. Boleh saya tahu tak apa kaedah statistik yang telah digunakan?
Kaedah statistik ya.
Nak banding luas tanah kan, kalau tak salah saya lah.
Ya, betul.
2018 dan 2022.
Okey. Perbandingan tu hanya merujuk kepada peratus sajalah. Peratus statistik di mana nilai-nilai ni memang diperolehi daripada perisian itu sendiri dan peratus ni ialah yang saya kira. Itu sajalah.
So peratus perubahan tu daripada yang daripada 2018 ke 2022 lah. Perbezaan dia.
Betul. Perbezaan dia. Ya.
So dekat situ kita nampak yang paling banyak adalah dekat permukaan berturap. Betul kan?
Ya, berturap. Betul. Sebab sebelum ni peta-peta tu perumahan tak dibuat lagi, tanah kosong, jalan-jalan masih ada lagi. Sekarang bila dia buat perumahan, jalan tu dah dikosongkan. Sebab jadi dia berkuranglah di situ.
Okey, tak apa. Terima kasih. Setakat itu saja soalan saya. Okey.
Baik, terima kasih Doktor.
Okey, Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih Dr. dan Encik Samsul. Seterusnya, kita teruskan dengan perbentangan yang seterusnya iaitu dijemput Puan Maizun binti Jamil bagi menyampaikan perbentangan yang bertajuk E-Shaped Antenna Design Using Artificial Magnetic Conductor to Enhance Return Loss, Realized Gain and Directivity. Dipersilakan.
Boleh nampak slide saya, Doktor and Moderator?
Belum lagi.
Belum lagi.
Belum keluar lagi.
Sekejap ya. Tak keluar sekejap. Saya buka dalam PDF pula. Buka direct daripada PowerPoint, dia macam tak keluar. Sekejap. Saya dah share. Tapi kenapa tak keluar ya? Ke ada anybody participant yang masih lagi on? Dia punya slide ke macam mana ya? Dia punya dia tak close dia punya share screen.
Rasanya tak ada lagi dah. Sekejap ya. Ataupun puan share yang mana satu? Yang slide ke yang ataupun whole screen? Macam mana?
Saya dari browse my computer tu kan. Then saya pergi pada slide saya lah. PPT.
Oh, sekejap ya.
Maaf Doktor. Saya daripada Melaka. Politeknik Merlimau.
Oh, okey. Tak jauh dekat juga.
Saya pun tak tahu kenapa kamera saya ni dia macam tak boleh on. Tapi saya dah klik on.
Tapi memang saya tak nampak lah.
Tadi Doktor nampak tak muka saya?
Tadi ada. Ni dah tak ada lah. Ni nampak background je.
Tadi dekat Politeknik ada latihan fire drill.
Okay.
Jadi macam suasana tu bising, jadi mengganggu saya punya emosi juga lah kan Doktor. Saya dekat library, so macam ni lah. Ada kalang kabut sikit dengar, ada kat luar bunyi fire drill kan, orang lari.
Hello.
Hello Puan.
Puan Maizun, tadi bahagian teknikal dia cuba untuk share Puan punya slide. Tapi dia suruh proceed dengan the next presenter dahulu, boleh?
Boleh. Saya stay je lah
Betul.
Saya punya kamera pun tak boleh buka lah. Puan Nur Azimah. Saya tak
Okey,
tahu.
nanti-
Saya dah onkan kamera. Tapi tak boleh juga.
Oh, okey, tak apa.
Hmm,
Nanti saya
okey.
suruh bahagian teknikal uruskan. Nanti Puan tunggu dekat sini dahululah ya.
Alright.
Okey.
Maaf semua.
Okey, tak apa. Puan Nur Husna dah ready ke?
Dengar tak susah? Assalamualaikum semua.
Waalaikumsalam. Ya, Puan dah ready ke? Nak
Dengar,
bentang?
dengar.
Boleh.
Boleh
tak ada
ha?
masalah.
Okey.
Okey.
Okey, seterusnya kita menjemput Puan Nur Husna binti Abu Bakar bagi menyampaikan pembentangan yang bertajuk Sustainable Production of Crayon from Used Cooking Oil, a Renewable Approach for Waste Utilization. Dipersilakan.
Nampak ke slide saya?
Nampak.
Nampak ya. Okay, Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Nur Husna binti Abu Bakar. I was from Polytechnic Tun Said Nasir Said Ismail, Pago, Johor. So my research entitled Sustainable Production of Crayons from Used Cooking Oil. So this is a renewable approach for waste utilization. Nampak ke saya? Sebab saya punya kat sini stuck. Nampak ke semua?
Nampak.
Nampak
Nampak.
Saya tak boleh nak besarkan sebab dia stuck. Okay, so here is the content that I will present from introduction until the conclusion and recommendation. So firstly, I go for introduction first. So utilization of used cooking oil is a byproduct with no edible value, which hold the potential taint to our surrounding, jeopardize human well-being, and also cause adverse effect on overall welfare. So to reutilize or reuse the used cooking oil is the urgency. Okay, so that we can presenting remedy for contracting the dearth of petroleum resources, also curbing ecological contamination and safeguarding public health. And according to the study based on Orjuela and Clark, we can see that 26% of the oil was consumed by the worldwide and can potentially become used cooking oil. So approximate 50 million ton based on the total oil consumption in 2020. So it is crucial to find application for used cooking oil so that we can address the challenges linked to disposal of used cooking oil. Moreover, utilized used cooking oil can create other product which can be principles to secure our economy. And this is the problem statement. Commercial crayon contain hazardous substances like asbestos, and we know that asbestos pose a significant risk, especially for children. Number two, improper disposal of waste cooking oil will lead to various harmful consequences such as blockage in pipe, and also could counter the have problems in wastewater treatment system. And number three, improper disposal of used cooking oil. When the used cooking oil itself clog the drains and sewage system, it cause maintenance issue, which lead to higher costs to maintain the plant water treatment system itself. And number 4, untreated use oil will contaminate waterways, will degrade soil quality, and also give risk to aquatic life and plant, and result in pollution for both land and water. So when it contribute to water pollution, so it generally can elevating the value of BOD, which is biochemical oxygen demand. And the objective for my study is this research aim to propose a novel approach to reutilize the used cooking oil with a specific focus on reducing its disposal in the community, especially among household. So this is the objective for this study. Number 1 is to explore the utilization of used cooking oil for production of crayon, and number 2, to analyze the color vibrancy and adherence of the crayon with different surfaces. And methodology, first for used cooking oil preparation. So used cooking oil preparation was obtained from local restaurant, several local restaurant located in Pancho, Johor, Malaysia. So we use 10 gram of cornstarch, utilize to filter the used cooking oil. So then the filtered cooking oil is then heated along with ginger at temperature of 150 degrees Celsius for 2 hours to remove the odor of the used cooking oil itself. So to incorporate activated carbon in the cooking oil, we use 5 grams of activated carbon immersed in 100 ml of the oil. So after allowing to settle for a period of time, the mixture then agitated with magnetic stirrer for total 3 cycles, and each cycle lasting 24 hours. And then finally, the oil was filtered by using filter paper to remove any residual particles or impurities inside the used cooking oil. For color pigments preparation, so we use 3 types of dry turmeric, and also dried Camellia sinensis leaf. Okay, subjected to drying in an oven at temperature 80 degrees Celsius for 24 hours until the moisture content reach below 10%. And then the dried for these 3 types of material were finely ground using grinding machine. And then for crayon preparation itself, we use 10 ml of hardener and 10 ml of resin. We add to the mixture. So as
3 minutes left.
agent, so the mixture was stirred at a temperature of 60 degrees Celsius, and then poured into mold to give crayon the characteristic of concave shape. So this for result and analysis, we use calorimeter testing, which to determine the color gradient present in crayon based on a standard ASTM D2244. Okay, so here is the result for calorimeter analysis. We analyzed 3 types of color, which is red pigment. Second is yellow pigment, and the third one is green pigment on the crayon. So all the readings I will summarize in this table. So there is analysis data for red, yellow and green pigment by using calorimeter analysis. So in this color space, we have 3 types of value, which is L. L is represent the lightness, the A value represent the red-green axis, and the B value represent the yellow-blue axis. So from the red crayon sample, we can see that it is indicate a moderately dark shade from the L value, and from the A value we can suggest it has a slight inclination toward the red side of the spectrum, and for the B value it indicate that it has a minor presence of yellow color. So for yellow crayon sample, from the value of from the L value, we can see that it is indicate a relatively brighter shade compared to the red crayon. So from the A value indicate a shift towards the green side, and the B value indicate a prominent yellow color. And for the green sample of crayon, the L value we can see suggesting a shade similar to the yellow crayon, and the A value indicate a nearly neutral position on the red-green axis, and the B value suggests a moderate presence of yellow. So overall, based on the CIEL AB value labs, we can conclude that red crayon had a darker and slightly reddish hue, while the yellow crayon had a brighter and prominently yellow color, and green crayon displayed a shade similar to yellow but with a more neutral position on the red-green axis. So for analysis of crayons adherence, so we have several factors that affected crayons adherence, which is the amount of hardener, the amount of resin added, temperature we use, and moisture content inside the sample. So this is the observation for the crayon. So from this table, we can conclude that with adding 10 ml hardener and 10 ml resin, for 60 degrees Celsius, we have strong grip and laser runoff. Okay, so for crayons adherence, okay, they have several important aspects to evaluate the quality and performance of crayon. The first one is ability of crayon pigment, because the composition of crayon also plays a significant role in adherence. We need to add wax, pigments, or additive inside the beside the used cooking oil. So the volume plays an important role, or we can say the volume itself, the volume of hardener, the volume of resin, the temperature we use, or the percentage moisture content plays an important role to create the best crayon. So during the study, so we can conclude that a firm grip indicate improved adherence and resistance to smush and transferring bond between crayon pigment and the paper on the cardboard. Okay. And then it can, based on the finding, we can deduce that the optimal amount of hardener and resin added is 10 ml, respective temperature and moisture content is 60 and 5.4. So for the conclusion for my research, it is journey to introduce an innovative for repurposing used cooking oil. Okay, the study fulfill all the objective, which we can explore the used cooking oil to produce valuable resources, especially in crafting crayon, and through meticulous analysis, we can scrutinize the vividness of color and also the steadfastness of crayon on diverse surfaces. So this is my recommendation for the future study. In future research, we can set up efficient system for collecting and disposing of used cooking oil. Maybe we can involve collaborating with household, restaurant, or other stakeholders, so that we can get the oil properly, so we can produce the crayon in a large scale. So and then also we can suggested to enforce strict quality control measures, especially we can make regular tests for moisture, acidity, and color stability to maintain consistent quality. And the third one is maybe we can have many experiment with various ratios of used cooking oil, ratios of wax, ratios of pigment, and also ratios of additives, so that we can achieve the desired crayon properties such as color strength, texture, and also adherence. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Puan Husna, for your presentation. All right, very interesting. Nowadays, a lot of people want to convert, use cooking oil to others product. Okay. But just few comment from me. In your objective, you just mentioned you want to produce and analyze the color. But toward the end, I saw that you were presenting about your crayon adherent. I think probably you can also add this one to your objective as well. Oh, you combine these two together.
Yes,
Okay.
to analyze the color vibrancy and
Okay.
adherence.
And you also shows some value of the calorimeters, right? What is actually that value represent? This one, 40.82. What does it represent?
The calorimeter analysis itself, the value itself represent, we can either see the color is dark or bright.
So if it's higher is dark, if it's lower is less darker, is it?
We can see in the because for the calorimeter analysis we have the standard value. So by referring from the standard value, we can see for it sample example. For example, so the L is the lightness. So the reading is 40. So they indicate dark shade. Kalau if yellow, the value 44, they indicate brighter shade. So the lightness, we can from the value of the lightness we can see when the value is increased. So the color becomes brighter.
And why some of the value they have the minus symbol at the front? For example, the yellow, you have the minus value. Minus symbol.
Minus 3.6. The if value represent the red green axis, it means that minus means that the what saya terangkan dalam bahasa Melayu boleh?
Boleh, tak ada masalah.
Nilai negatif ni bermaksud macam yellow ni dia punya ke arah nak ke warna merah ni berkurangan. Tu maksud dia.
Okay, yes. So dia ada positif tak kalau ni macam ni? Dia ada yang positif juga lah maksudnya. Dia akan ada value yang positif lah.
Sekejap ya. So far yang daripada 3 sampel yang kita orang ambil memang kesemuanya negatif. Tapi kalau tengok dekat nilai B, dia ada nilai positif lah.
Okay. Thank you very much for your presentation, Puan Husna. Alright, very interesting. Okay. Itu saja daripada saya.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Puan Husna dan Doktor. Seterusnya kita kembali semula kepada Puan Maizun binti Jamil. Puan Maizun dah ada ke? Puan Maizun? Oh, tak ada.
Hello.
Hello, okey. Puan, saya akan share slide Puan daripada saya punya screen ataupun Puan dah boleh share.
Sekejap tapi kan kamera saya still problem. Dia kadang-kadang disconnect, kadang-kadang connect. So saya pun tak pasti kenapa.
Tapi saya rasa masalah ni dekat bahagian kamera Puan, tapi tak apa, kalau tak dapat buka boleh sahaja teruskan pembentangan.
Okey, sekarang saya dah share, nampak tak?
Tak nampak, masih tak nampak.
Tak ada, belum ada lagi.
Tak ada Doktor. So
kalau
pihak
macam
Rustia
tu,
boleh tak sharekan daripada yang saya berikan sebelum ni yang saya submit?
boleh? Sekejap Yang ni nampak tak?
Ya ni. Okey. Okey, saya
Okey,
boleh. Okey.
Ya, boleh mulakan.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning for a moderator and Dr. Shafi'i as a panel today. Okay, for the first, I'm sorry because my camera is problem. I don't know why, but at morning, the camera is okay. My name is Maizun binti Jamil from Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka. And my research is E-shape antenna design using artificial magnetic conductor, AMC, to enhance return loss, realized gain, and directivity. Okay, introduction. With the advancement of science and technology, wireless communication technologies are becoming more common, and therefore high-speed networks are required to achieve better performance. The antenna is one of the important elements to enable high-performance network. The microstrip patch antenna is designed for further technologies and is extensively used for communication in cellular system. Okay, for the problem statement, the microstrip patch antenna is widely used in various applications due to its low profile, low cost, and lightweight. However, the microstrip patch antenna faces several limitations such as narrow bandwidth and low gain. Objective: to propose a dual band E-shaped antenna design, to propose an artificial magnetic conductor design, and to compare performance of the E-shaped antenna with and without the integration of artificial magnetic conductor, OMC. Next. Okay, methodology, the design. So it has a three design for the E-shape antenna. For the first, E-shape slot antenna design. So all design using types of R0 3003 substrate with relative permittivity mu R of 3 and substrate thickness H of 1.52 mm. Supported by a perfect electric conductor or PEC with 0.035 mm thickness. This project used a simulation were performed by using computer simulation technology or CST software. So from the figure, we can see the measurement of E-shaped slot antenna design. Okay.
Salah sekejap
Okay, the result from E-shaped slot antenna, we can see the simulated return loss for E-shaped slot antenna. So the antenna divide by two types of frequency at 245 GHz. So the result is for the return loss is negative 12.37 dB for a bandwidth equal to 1.32%. Realized gain equal to 6.336 dB, and for the directivity is 7.146 dBi. For the at the frequency 5.8 GHz, for the return loss is negative 14.86 dB, bandwidth 1.64%, realized gain is 6.898 dB, and for the directivity is 7.244 dB. For the second types of design is by using the AMC design, artificial magnetic conductor lah. For the first figure, we can see a single band for the frequency of by using AMC. That is two types of frequency. For the A measurement, we can see the value is 39.17 and the gap at 3.5 mm at the frequency 5.8 GHz. For A is 12.185 mm and for the gap is 0.5 mm. For the second figure, we can see for dual band frequency AMC. So we can see it has two shapes of rectangle design. That is A equal to 26 mm, B 24.27 mm, and for C 12.54 mm. For the gap size is 0.73 mm and gap size 2 is equal 0.865 mm. So the result for the single band AMC. So the result shows that for the patch size and the gap size. So figure 5, that is a reflection phase diagram of AMC with different patch size. Okay, for the second figure, it shows a reflection phase diagram of AMC with different gap size. Obtain bandwidth at 2.45 GHz, we can see the percentage is 5.78% at range 2.3 until 2.51 GHz. For the bandwidth at 5.8 GHz, the percentage is 18.5% in range 5.2 until 6.3 GHz. So the result at dual band AMC,
3 minutes left.
We can see the bandwidth is 2.5 GHz for at the percentage 4.78 and for bandwidth 5.8 GHz 5.56%. So we can see the dimensions of A for gap 1 only affect 2.45 GHz. The dimension size of C and G2 only affect 5.8 GHz. As the square field size decrease and the gap increase operating frequency if the frequency increase. So the design for E-shaped slot antenna integrated with a dual band AMC design. To achieve higher gain, dual band AMC were integrated onto the antenna on different locations. First, from rear. Second, from in front. And the third one is around the E-shaped slot antenna. So the result is not available for A due to feeding technique issue. Okay, so we can see at the first figure, front of E-shaped slot antenna. Figure 7, E-shaped slot antenna integrated with a dual band AMC in horizontal 3x1. Okay, we can see from the figure A measurement and B measurement. So at a second figure, E-shaped slot antenna integrated with a dual band AMC in a vertical 2 times 4. So the result, integrated dual band AMC front of antenna. From this table, it shows that the comparison results of horizontal and vertical placement of AMC in front the antenna. So we can see at frequency 2.45 GHz and 5.8 GHz, the result for horizontal and verticals. So the items that we measure is for this comparison is frequency shift, return loss, and realized gain. So the result is the return loss is either horizontal or vertical direction is increased compared to the E-shaped slot antenna without AMC. The realized gain, it shows that the horizontal and vertical direction is decreased compared to the E-shaped slot antenna without AMC. So the third design is E-shaped antenna integrated with a dual band AMC design. So the location around the E-shaped slot antenna, we can see for the dual band, 2x1 cell at this area at the top, dual band 1x1 cell. So it has a two figure here. For the A is a front view and B is a side view. So dual band AMC design is located around E-shaped slot antenna at the same level and edge of the antenna. So we can see the slot of antenna AMC design, dual band design is a white color lah here. Okay. So the result, integrated dual band AMC around the antenna. So the last result here, we can see result of placement of AMC around antenna. The result is increased by 3.89% and increased by 2.84%. So the best result at cell 2 times 1 each and 1 times 1 same level, as we can show the previous figure. Okay, next. So the result, integrated dual band antenna, integrated dual band AMC around antenna. The figure shows the directivity of antenna AMC placement 2 times 1 each and 1 times 1 same level. So the radiation pattern of E-shaped slot antenna integrated with a dual band AMC at frequency 2.5 gigahertz. And then for the radiation pattern of E-shaped slot antenna integrated with a dual band AMC at 5.8 gigahertz. The result for the integrated dual band AMC around the antenna. So the directivity, we can see the AMC placement at 2 times 1 each and 1 times 1 same level. So remarks, based on the best result of AMC placement
1
around the
minute
antenna,
left.
increment of decrement are compared with the E-shaped slot antenna without AMC. So the comparison of result between placement of AMC around antenna based result and antenna without AMC. So we can see from this table. Conclusion, the AMC has clearly improved the gain of the microstrip patch antenna design. So the second, the directivity of E-shaped slot antenna is also increased. The E-shaped slot antenna integrated with AMC achieved a good radiation pattern at 2.5 GHz and 5.8 GHz. With a different location of a dual band AMC and the number of AMC cells used can affect the performance of E-shaped slot antenna. And for the further research, it is suggested that the microstrip patch antenna can be improved by adding the substrate and changing the feed technique. Okay, that's for all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Maizun, for your presentation. Okay, just few questions for me. In one in one of your result, you mentioned that the result is not available due to feeding technique issues. What does this mean? Can you elaborate more on this?
Technique feeding issue is, from my opinion, is a number of slot which is can adding a number of cell. If we change a number of cell, so it can affect the measurement of gain, return loss, and that we can see the last result. Can Puan Azima share? Frequency, return loss, realized gain, and directivity. We can change the number of apa ni? Boleh saya cakap dalam bahasa Melayu?
Boleh, tak ada masalah.
Kita boleh ubah the numbers of cell tu tadi, doktor.
Okay,
Jadi terdapat perbezaan lah di antara sama ada kita menggunakan AMC tadi, bahan AMC ataupun without AMC. Kalau kita tengok daripada from the figure, pada permukaan rata, dia sebenarnya adalah patch ni adalah macam satu lapisan yang lain lah. And then we are design the antenna, we can design any shape, but in this project, I use E shape. So from this figure, we can see the difference of gap and the size of gap and the size of patch tu tadi.
Any particular reason kenapa pilih E shape tu untuk slot tu?
Actually, this is a project. My master. I take a master engineering in UTM. I do a research with my partner. My partner is still doing a PhD at UTM. So maybe the E shape is the best. We try to another shape, but we cannot get the best result. So we choose the E lah for this antenna shape design lah.
So another thing, please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, this is Malaysia, right? All of this is simulation, right?
Yes, betul.
So in order to verify, kita kena buat eksperimen lah nanti kan?
Experiment in a real. Maksudnya kita boleh transfer from this simulation in a real punya. Kita buat macam kita buat antena, kita melalui proses etching untuk kita dapatkan shape yang kita nak tu lah.
So the experimental part tu belum buat lagi lah?
Belum.
Okay, tak apa. Okay. Thank you very much. That's all from me. Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih doktor. Saya minta maaf sebab tak boleh nak appear the camera, but they still I on the camera, but they still on off.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Okay. Terima kasih semua.
Okey, terima kasih kepada Puan Maizun. Seterusnya kepada pembentang yang terakhir kita pada hari ini dijemput Encik Muhammad Waridi bin Hazali dengan menyampaikan pembentangan yang bertajuk Modified Interlocking Brake. Dipersilakan.
Okay, terima kasih moderator. Assalamualaikum doktor. Assalamualaikum semua.
Salam.
So saya ada share slide. Boleh lihat ke slide saya pada skrin tu? Boleh Ada Okay. So saya maksimaskan je. Okay, alright. So for today my presentation is on modified interlocking brake. So I proceed. So for the introduction, introduction is my introduction is regarding to introduction to interlocking brake lah. So among new type of brakes, so interlocking brake is the most recently have been used in Malaysia lah. So this new brake is categorized under compressed stabilized earth brake. and it required a special method of installation process lah. And it largely used to construct small building and offer construction time and cost saving to the customer. This brick also increase utilization of local material because this brick, so the main material for this brick is soil. And we have so for this brick we use local soil, so that means local material lah. So can create extremely low level of waste, and it is easily disposed after the usage of this brick. Uh, It also can absorb atmospheric moisture that which create healthy environment inside a building. So this brick, one of the advantage using this brick is it can create it can absorb moisture in building lah. The aim of this study is to investigate the use of waste material such as that is fly ash and palm oil fly ash POFA in this interlocking brick. So the importance of this study is to give an overview on the performance of modified interlocking brick and study the possibility of the use of fly ash and POFA in modified interlocking brick. Right. So problem statement. So the use of this brick will able to reduce reliance on clay brick because normally commonly in Malaysia we'll use a lot of clay brick as a building material. Reducing the use of clay brick as a building material will help directly reduce the amount of energy used and resulting that we can overcome the pollution problem lah because of the clay brick. The significant difference also exists in release of carbon dioxide during the production process because during the clay brick production process, so it release a lot of carbon dioxide. But despite of using interlocking brick, so this problem can be reduced and overcome. Modified interlocking brick use POFA and fly ash as a cement replacer. So both of this material are the waste material from industrial process. So POFA we obtain from production of palm oil, while fly ash came from coal-fired power plant process. And the utilization of this waste material can help to protect environment. All right. So that is the problem statement. So next, so the objective of this study, so the first objective is to determine the mechanical properties of modified interlocking brick. And the next objective is to study the effect of the use of fly ash and POFA in modified interlocking brick. Right. So methodology. So for this research, so the methodology, modified interlocking brick are produced by replacing part of Portland cement in the interlocking brick mixture with a certain amount of POFA and fly ash at a rate suggested in the literature review. Oh, sorry. The cement, soil, and sand content is mixed at ratio of 18% in to 41% and 41%. So this is the ratio for this is the ratio for the mix for the interlocking brick, and used to so the ratio is based on the common practice used by interlocking brick manufacturer. POFA is used at rate of 10%, while fly ash is used at rate of 50% to replace the cement use. A total of 5 modified interlocking brick samples were prepared for control specimen, POFA, and fly ash. So all of these sample, control specimen, POFA specimen, and fly ash specimen, so we have used the same ratio lah, 18 into 41 and into 41. So that is the ratio for the mixing lah. So every sample, so we have produced 5 modified interlocking brick sample. So water is sprayed during the study 3 times daily to maintain the moisture level for the curing process. All of the sample is cured for 7 days, and so it has been cured at room temperature. So the sample are tested in a lab to determine their compressive strength, moisture, and also moisture absorption. So all of the procedure are conducted according to BS and IS. All right. So the analysis and result. So for the first data from the test, so water absorption rate. So water absorption rate has a strong influence on the strength of a brick, especially interlocking brick, because the main material is soil. So lower rate of water absorption in interlocking brick will increase compression strength. So the difference in moisture absorption for all brick study is discussed based on the following graph. So based on the graph, so we have found that POFA, for the POFA specimen, so it has record a lowest water absorption rate at 8.9%, while the fly ash interlocking brick so have
3
recorded
minutes left.
the highest water absorption rate, while control specimen is at a rate of 9.26. Right. So for the result, so for the discussion from that graph, so POFA bricks record the lowest water absorption rate. So next. So for the compressive strength, so compressive strength is important aspect for load bearing capacity for a brick lah. So based on the graph, the highest compressive strength is recorded by POFA brick, and the lowest is fly ash brick. Okay, so from the result, we know that POFA has the highest strength from compared to the other bricks. And the last one for the initial water absorption rate. So initial water absorption rate is important to make sure the mortar that we use to bond the brick is sufficiently gather the strength. For the mortar to gather the strength, we need to ensure that water for the curing of mortar is enough. And so for make sure this thing happen, so we have to make sure the initial water absorption rate of the brick is low. So from the test, we have found that POFA have recorded 3.3% water absorption rate, initial water absorption rate, and the highest initial water absorption rate is for the fly ash brick, and the control specimen record 1.14%. So for the conclusion, the use of POFA in modified interlocking brick clearly show improvement in the properties of interlocking brick in terms of water absorption rate and composite strength. Since POFA is a waste material from the commercial palm production process so especially in Malaysia, because we have a lot of factory palm oil factory. So using them in modified interlocking brick can help a lot to utilize this waste material. So, and the use of fly ash in modified interlocking brick is not recommended because it tends to decrease the mechanical performance of this interlocking brick. So that's all from me. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Cik Muhammad Oridi, for your presentation. Very good presentation, very interesting. Okay, so you are studying modified interlocking bricks. Okay, so you want to see how fly ash and POFA performance. Okay. So in your presentation, you mentioned there are two: water absorption and initial water absorption. What are the difference between these two?
So
Is
the
it the
water
same thing?
absorption, not the different thing, a different thing. So initial water absorption, so method for study the initial water absorption, the procedure for the testing is different compared to water absorption rate. So it's a different method and different result. Water absorption rate, it relate to the strength of the of a brick, while initial water absorption rate is important to make sure mortar that used to bond the brick is can gain the enough strength.
Okay, so initial is to test the mortar. Water absorption is to test the brick. Is it? Can I say that way?
Let's saya guna BM betul?
Boleh,
Tak
boleh, tak ada
faham,
masalah.
Okay. So initial water absorption rate ni dia dia penting untuk kita nak make sure mortar tu dia gain cukup strength. Maksud dia kita nak make sure mortar tu butter yang kita gunakan tu dia tidak menyerap air daripada mortar.
Tidak menyerap air daripada mortar. Okey.
Daripada mortar. Okey. Kalau water absorption rate, so butter tu sendiri rate butter tu untuk serap air. So kalau dia banyak serap air, that mean butter tu akan lower lah strength dia. Tapi initial ni dia relate on mortar tu. Kalau sesuatu butter dia tinggi serap air, tinggi serapan awal dia tu, dia akan menyerap air daripada mortar. Macam tu.
So based on the study, based on the finding, kita boleh katakan lah profile lagi better lah compare to fly ash lah.
Betul. Fly ash ni macam tak ada potential lah untuk kita gunakan dalam interlocking brick ni. So profile ada a lot of potential lah.
Tapi standard tu memang kita nak test water absorption dan compressive strength saja ke, ataupun ada mechanical property lain yang kita kena fulfill?
Dia ada beberapa test lagi lah doktor untuk check properties mechanical untuk butter ni. Tapi dia because of di tempat saya ni dia punya peralatan tak cukup, so kita buat yang basic lah.
Tapi untuk fulfill the standard ada banyak lagi test lah yang kena fulfill kan?
Kalau kita based on JKR standard, so dia hanya based on compressive strength lah. Kalau kita based on JKR lah. Compressive strength. Water absorption rate ni dia agak jarang lah kita gunakan untuk butter. Cuma dia boleh jadi panduan lah untuk kekuatan.
Okey, faham. Okey. Itu saja daripada saya. Terima kasih.
Okey. Terima kasih semua.
Okey. Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih Dr. dan Encik Muhammad Waridi. Dengan berakhirnya pembentangan ini tadi, maka berakhirlah sesi pembentangan bagi bidang kejuruteraan dan teknikal untuk bilik nombor 2. Tahniah diucapkan kepada semua peserta yang telah membentang kertas kajian pada sesi pagi ini. Terima kasih juga kepada panel Dr. Syafiee Kamarudin di atas kesudian untuk menjadi panel bagi RAISE'23. Doktor ada nak komen ke, nak share ke?
Okey, pertama kali saya ucapkan terima kasihlah kepada penganjur kerana menjemput saya untuk jadi panel pada hari ini. Saya rasa kita panggil Research and Integrated Study Symposium ni adalah satu platform yang sangat baiklah for participant to share their studies, research and innovation. Saya rasa ini juga akan encourage more innovation study from politeknik yang ada kat Malaysia ni lah, terutamanya lah. Okay, sekali lagi saya ucapkan terima kasih. Saya minta maaf kalau ada apa-apa kekurangan daripada pihak saya. Itu sahaja daripada pihak saya. Terima kasih.
Okay, terima kasih Doktor. Okay, sebelum sesi ini berakhir, dijemput semua peserta untuk membuka kamera bagi sesi bergambar. Jemput semua ya. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okey. 1, 2, 3. Okey. Terima kasih semua. Saya Nur Razimah binti Majri mewakili pihak penganjur RAISE 2023 memohon maaf sekiranya terdapat kekurangan bagi sesi pembentangan kali ini. Diharap para peserta akan menyertai lagi pembentangan pada masa yang akan datang dan sekian, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum. Jumpa lagi semua.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay,
Terima
bye-bye.
kasih.
Terima kasih, Doktor.
Okey, terima kasih Doktor dan
Terima kasih,
semua
Doktor.
rakan-rakan.